Welcome to our detailed exploration of the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2. This chapter, known as Sankhya Yoga, is a cornerstone of the Gita's teachings, offering profound insights into the nature of the self, duty, and spirituality. Join us as we delve into its key concepts and philosophical wisdom. Chapter 2 begins with Prince Arjuna in deep distress on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, paralyzed by the moral dilemma of fighting his own kin. Seeing Arjuna's confusion, Krishna, his charioteer, begins imparting his divine wisdom to guide Arjuna towards righteousness. One of the foundational teachings of Chapter 2 is the nature of the self, or Atman. Krishna explains that the true self is not the physical body, but the eternal soul within. This soul is indestructible, immutable, and eternal, beyond birth and death. Just as the boyhood, youth, and old age come to the embodied soul in this body, in the same manner is the attaining of another body. The wise man is not deluded at that. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. While the soul is eternal, the physical body is temporary and ever-changing. Understanding this distinction helps one remain detached and focused on the eternal aspect of existence. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Krishna emphasizes the importance of performing one's duty, dharma, without attachment to the results. For Arjuna, his duty as a warrior is to fight for righteousness and justice. Considering your dharma, you should not waver. For a warrior, nothing is more honorable than a war against evil. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. Karma Yoga, or the yoga of selfless action, is another significant teaching in Chapter 2. Krishna explains that one should perform actions without attachment to the results, achieving spiritual growth and liberation. Be steadfast in yoga, O Arjuna. Perform your duty and abandon all attachment to success or failure. Such evenness of mind is called yoga. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad actions even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. Krishna introduces Sankhya, the knowledge and understanding of the nature of reality. A person with Sankhya possesses a clear perception of the eternal self and the transient material world, leading to inner peace and liberation. This knowledge has been imparted to you. Now listen to the wisdom of yoga. Armed with this wisdom, O Arjuna, you will free yourself from the bondage of works. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. Krishna describes the qualities of a person with a stable mind, or sthitaprajna, who remains undisturbed by external circumstances, free from desires and attachments, maintaining equanimity in all situations. When a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Meditation and self-control are essential practices for achieving spiritual growth and a steady mind. Through these practices, one attains a deeper understanding of the self and inner tranquility. One who restrains his senses and fixes his consciousness upon me is known as a man of steady intelligence. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Krishna advises overcoming the illusions of the material world, which lead to attachment and suffering. Understanding the true nature of reality helps in achieving liberation. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego. He alone can attain real peace. The ultimate goal is liberation, moksha, the release from the cycle of birth and death. Krishna emphasizes that following the path of wisdom, selfless action, and devotion leads to eternal bliss and unity with the divine. That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita offers timeless wisdom on the nature of the self, duty, and the path to spiritual liberation. Through Krishna's teachings, Arjuna overcomes his doubts, enabling him to fulfill his responsibilities with wisdom and detachment. These profound teachings continue to inspire and guide those seeking a deeper understanding of life and spirituality.